If you guys have seen my previous videos on other builds I've done on the Warden, you would see that I like to try to invent kind of newish style to my builds. Well, this build here has to be my absolute favorite right now, and this is exactly what I was trying to go for when I actually made the Red Guard Warden. And this is my stamina healer. What I got going on here with my stats, let me just show you what I got. I got my stamina to 37,000. You can actually bump that up to 39,000 if you use a different type of food. What I'm using for food is I'm using the dubious Cameron drones. This one, I like it because it gives the stamina recovery. This is not 100% necessary for your build, but I like it because I like having pretty much unlimited mana. I mean, unlimited stamina. And this allows you to do that. So between this and my rings, which I'll show you in a second, I have stamina recovery on everything. That way I'm able to sustain and I don't have to worry about doing too many heavy attacks, and I can kind of like mix things up if I want to. I have 1600 health, I mean 16,000 health. I bumped it up to 18 points. You can kind of mix things up if you like, if you want to pick up your health a little bit more. But the best thing about the Warden is that every time you heal, you get that 10% health bonus. So that's always that bumps me up to at least 18k health right there. With this build, you can use any weapon you want. That's the beauty of this build, is that you can pick any kind of weapon you want to use and still be an effective healer. And that's the most awesome thing about this build. Let me just show you the gear I'm using. I am using the Hulking Dragars set. This one is picking up the stamina to where it is right now. This is definitely necessary because the heals, I'm still kind of trying and testing things out as far as how it works with weapon damage, but it seems like the heals buff more with the actual stamina bonus rather than the actual weapon damage. So I'm still playing around with what kind of sets I want to use, but I've been sticking with this one. And another one that I really like is the springing set. The Spriggans set is because of that physical penetration at the end. That thing is a like really big deal because between this and doing the Beetle's attack, you're debuffing the mob by almost 8,000 to penetration. So it really shows how much damage you're doing, especially in dungeons. You're debuffing the shit out of the boss, and you chop him down like doof, 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 he's just dead. So it's really nice, especially if you have a good team with you. It's really really nice. I'm also on my rings. I just finished off my springing set with that. I got I got stamina recovery on each of them. So that's where I'm getting my sustain from, is all my stamina recovery, and also my drink is helping a lot with that too. For my bow, I'm using just the standard, just getting as much damage as I can out of it. And the same with your weapons. You don't have to worry about doing any kind of specific kind of healer-based things if you don't want to. And that's the great thing about this build. You can focus on DPS because getting your DPS as high as you can is actually going to increase your healing. So that's the awesome part about this. So I'm using sharpened on this, more physical penetration as well as poison damage. I'm doing the same with my daggers here. You could even use two-hander. I was using two-hander for a bit for healing. Same thing. I'm using sharpen on each. Champion points where I got that set up. It's the same setup I always use, which is I got mighty to 10%. I got precise strikes to 20%. This is increasing your critical strike damage. This is very important. This actually picks up your crits a lot. I'm trying to get physical penetration up a bit, and I'm also trying to increase this damage done over time, since I do that. And then on see, on my other trees, I got 27 points into rolling dodge. I'm probably gonna put some more in there because I'm already done with the lover tree, which the lover tree is important because you'll be getting the tenacity to 10%, and then also moon calf to 10% also, so you can get that stamina recovery. It's a small bonus, but at least it's, it's something. I'm using a quick recovery. I got that to 10%. Let's see what else we got. We got 34 points in each. I'm trying to get this up to 10%. So both of these are very important. This is increasing your damage taken or decreasing the damage you take. So this is really nice because it actually helps to your survivability. And I was actually putting points into this because I might consider PvPing soon. So I'm going to be putting points into critical resistance. Okay, on my skills, I am using, so I got on my bow side. This side is basically, I have one tray for DPS and then another tray for like healing and DPS. So it's a mixture of, you know, the two. So that way you can also fight while you heal your teammates. So it's a really fun build. I'm using lethal arrow. It's a lot of damage on this thing, so that's why I keep this on my tray. I got a poison injection. This is awesome to hit in between. For AoEs, I have arrow barrage. This is taking off at least 2,000 a second, because every half a second you're hitting 1,000 over and over. So it's really awesome. And also acid spray is really nice burst for people that are kind of distant. You want to keep your distance when you're using this ability because you'll be hitting more in that cone. And also Subterranean Assault, and this is what's debuffing the mob's resistance. And this is also an extremely high damage attack. So using this in between using your acid sprays and your arrow barrage, forget it. The mob is dead. there's no surviving. And then on my other side, this is the healing tree. So basically on this tree, you can use any weapon you want. So you can go with two-hander if you want. You can go with bow if you want. You can go with one hand with a shield. Anything you want to do. And what I'm running is the necessities I feel like for this, for dual wielding. Which dual wielding is my favorite for healing, mainly because you're getting the most crit out of it. Because if you look at my weapons, they're giving a bonus from the Night Brother of weapon critical, so that's increasing my critical right there. I'm getting the most healing out of this Bloodthirst, so I can solo world bosses and stuff with this. That's what's so awesome about this. I can so I'll mix it in between my heavy attacks, and I'll show you animation canceling, which animation canceling works the best with two-hander, one-handed in the shield, and also dual wielding. I wouldn't recommend it for bow because bow is sketchy. Sometimes the heavy attack will not go off. So and that's what you need to do to be a healer in this build, is doing your heavy attacks. Otherwise you're gonna spend too much time like trying to use soothing spores, and honestly it's better to just use your green Lotus to heal. That way you can kind of keep everybody topped off as much as you can and keep that DPS going. So I'm using Bloodthirst. This is the final hit works as a heal, so it's healing you for about roughly 3,000 to 6,000 depending on if it crits or not. So it's really nice to do in between your heavy attacks and this, like firing off the heavy attack and this at the same time. Then we have Blood-Crazed. This is giving you some more little healing for yourself, and also it's just really nice damage, especially over time. Really good. Using Soothing Spores. This is what you need in your build. You need this if you're gonna be a healer. Soothing Spores is awesome. Does a lot of healing. I easily do 11,000 crits with this. Since my crit is so high, I can do 11,000 with the heal, and this is consistent. Like I can spam the shit out of this ability and have little to no stamina problems. And that's why you need that high recovery, because you'll be getting the most sustain out of that. Is having all that recovery so that you can keep spamming this. I'm using Shrouded Daggers. I like this for my AoE because it also buffs, gives me that major brutality, and that major brutality is a big deal for your heals too, because it's actually going to buff that. On my last ability, I'm using Green Lotus, and Green Lotus is your main heal on here because you're going to be doing your heavy attacks, and you can also spam light attacks if you want. The beauty about this skill is that you can actually spam the hell out of it, and the healing is always going to proc. There's no cooldown. So you can sit there just spamming light attacks, and you'll heal them for 1,300 every single time, and it crits. That's what's awesome about this too. Since your crit is so high, you crit every time pretty much. And of course, always to keep that healing ticket in the tray, because this thing is amazing. This is definitely the best heal to save everyone's life if anything gets too crazy, as far as like everyone taking damage at the same time. You pop this down, everybody's healed. And then on my other side, I'm using Flawless Dawnbreaker, and this is increasing my damage by 5%, and that's the main reason why I use it. And it's not a bad attack, so it's like, why not? Let me show you what animation canceling is like, so that you can understand what I'm talking about. The way animation canceling is that you hold down the attack, which I'm on PC, so I hold down left click, and when you're doing this, you can actually cancel it in between. So before he starts doing his animation of these, so you see how he spins the daggers and then he puts it over his head to swing. You can press an ability. So I'll press my heel. So right now, press my heel, press my heel. You can press it like before the animation even finishes, and it will end up canceling it out. Now let me show you how it works on a mob. So I'm just gonna hold down left click, and I'm gonna press 3 over and over. Watch, 3. Press it right before it starts the animation of it. You see, and it's always gonna hit every time, and it's always using that that Lotus proc. So if you keep your Lotus on, you'll be critting every single time and healing the team. Right there, healing yourself and the team every single time. I wish this thing would do damage to me. Come on, come on, do some damage to me, so we can show you what it's like. Come on. He's actually probably gonna kill me from that. Okay, watch. Boom! Look at that healing. Okay, come on. Do some more damage. The healing is really sick on this, because you don't even have to use the other heal that much, you see? Just from doing heavy attacks and canceling it out, it's so ridiculous the amount of healing you get. Look at that. Oh, come on, man. I didn't ask for your help. Whatever. Let's just finish this off. But anyway, I'm going to be putting up some more videos on this character so you can see what it's like. I'm going to be doing some dungeons and stuff. I've already done a bunch of dungeons. I've done a bunch of random stuff to just kind of see if this build even works. And this thing works so amazing. Pretty much the main heal you're going to be using is that Soothing Spores. You're going to be spamming the hell out of that whenever somebody does get low. But most of the time you're just going to be using your heavy attacks in between your actual attacks to get that Green Lotus proc, the proc off of the Green Lotus. That way you can keep healing the team while you fight. But yeah, this is it. This is the build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. And leave it in comments anything you would like to see in the future as far as builds. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Later.